Hello, I'm Colledani from CEA in France. I will introduce you the relatively new European project, AgroROBOFood, which is not a technical project, but it's in fact a networking project. So some of you are probably interested in joining the network and see how the network works. I will give you more details about this. This is a European network, so those of you who are not from Europe companies are not primarily interested in this network, but you can still get some benefits of the network by working with some companies that are based in Europe. No, it doesn't work. In fact, the most complicated thing in the project is probably the name. I don't know who came out with this AgroROBOFood name, but it's relatively impossible to remember. Just try to figure out there is a robot in the middle, there's agriculture in the beginning and food in the end, so it covers robotics for agriculture and food processing. Since it's the last presentation of the day, I will try to keep you awake, which is not so easy. We had a long day and a lot of very interesting presentation. So I'm trying to make the presentation a little bit interactive. So I suggest you to go with your cell phones or whatever, tablets or PCs, to the Slido website and type the AgroROBOFood FIRA keyword. And you'll be able to participate and to ask questions for this presentation. So the first question to see if you're listening to me and if you manage to get connected is what's your organization name? So I put mine already. So I'll see if some of you manage to get connected to that. I'll see who will be the second one. Okay, we have at least 6 people not sleeping here. Good. It's not too bad. So that's not the main point of the presentation today, but you will stay connected to that. You will, and on one of the tab of the Slido, you'll be able to ask questions you may have about the AgroROBOFood project. So at the end of the presentation, I will go through the question you will have asked and try to answer some of them. There are 2 other links that may interest you. There is I will talk into more details later, but there is the second link is a list of that's one of the aim of the AgroROBOFood project is to have a list of all the stakeholders that are involved in the agri-food robotics. So with this second link, you can have the current situation of the list. And if your organization is not listed yet, please feel free to add yourself and give some details about you, and we will contact you. If you have any other questions that are not covered by this presentation, feel free to go to the last link. I will show the links better at the end. So the AgroROBOFood project is a networking project. So we are trying to make some concepts a bit clearer for the network. So one key organization of the network is the competence centers. Competence centers is what we can all imagine what a competence center is things related about technology and research, things that will provide technology services to the partners. And the partners of competence centers can be either industrial company that wants to develop some products related to agriculture robotics, and partners can also be end users that need robots to perform their daily tasks and that want to improve the ecosystem. Talking about ecosystem, after the competence center, there is a relatively new and mysterious concept that the European Commission invented a couple of years ago. It's what they call Digital Innovation Hub. So DIH is something a little bit mysterious, is a concept of everything you may need to solve technical problem, but maybe you will need things that are not necessarily technical to. We have the competence center that will work on the technical aspect of the question. For us today, the question is agriculture robotics. But you will need a lot of other things if you're a company that wants to develop agriculture robots. You don't only need technical answers, you need a lot of different things. You can need matchmaking, you can need mentoring, training, you may need finance, you may need to find investors. So the Digital Innovation Hub is an organization that will help you connect with all these different stakeholders and help you solve the different questions you may have when developing the robot and putting the robot to the market. So talking about the network, when people join a network, they want to have services. So if you're a competence center, you mainly provide technical services. I listed here some technical services, but especially around research and development, prototyping, proof of concept, etc., etc. But to put a robot on the market, there are a lot of other steps. We may need ecosystem services. So we may need to work around the community building, about the strategy development, about understanding the market, learning the ecosystem, etc., etc. So providing the ecosystem services is something that not all competence centers do, but that a DIH should do. So if a company contact a DIH, the DIH should be able to identify people that will help this company to work with this concept. And beside the technical and the ecosystem services, there are also the business services, incubation, access to finance, housing, and help about project development, etc., etc. So the idea of the EU is to promote robotics in agriculture and food all over Europe by connecting all these entities and all the stakeholders that are involved in these problems in the different aspects of the problem. So the AgroROBOFood project is to have the things a little bit more manageable, define seven regional clusters. So depending on your region, you will have one cluster leader that will help you connect to this network. I'm in charge of the France and Italy cluster. There is an Iberia, there is a Northwest Europe, Northeast Europe, etc., Central. So depending on where you are, there is a cluster that's interesting for you. This is a short summary of the concept. DIH are one-stop shops. They provide different kind of services to help demonstrate the value of the concept. And the goal of the project is to make the ecosystem grow for the agri-food robotics. So for that, we will have we will have 3 open calls starting from in 3 months. The first open call will be open in March next year. There will be another one about industrial challenges at the end of 2020, and the last call will be open at the beginning of 2021. Yeah, so here are some insight how to organize the open calls and how to contribute to make proposals for these open calls. The open calls will mostly target SMEs, since the EU wants to help the SMEs, but Competence Center can make consortium with SMEs to help them maturate their products. For the first open call, the numbers are here. The total budget will be 2.7 million euros, and we will fund about 6 experiments, about 300 to 500k euros for each experiment. The aim will be to cover the 6 funded project will have to cover more or less different regions in Europe, and also to cover different fields in agri-food robotics, from the large crops, animals, food processing, different aspects. So the more detailed calendar for the first open call, all the documents will be available from beginning of March. Applicants will have 3 months to write the proposals. Proposal will be evaluated next summer, and the project should start maybe September 2020. The project will have 3 phases. First phase will be the design for the first 3 months, then a development phase, 9 months, and validation to the market for the last 6 months. Here we are. So here are the main competence center. We had the core team of the AgroROBOFood project, but any people who are interested in agriculture robotics can join the network, and benefits of the connection that the network will make available. We'll show that again. So you have here all the connection information. We have one main website, which is agrorobofood.eu. There's LinkedIn and Twitter links. And once again, I come back to my Connect page. So the bit.ly AgroROBOFood list will take you to the current list of the project stakeholders. So if you want to add your organization, you can check that your organization is correctly listed there. And if it's not, please add it, and we'll update our catalog. So that's more or less my presentation. We will switch back to the question page. Okay, so we have already 2 questions. So first question is, are the calls EU-wide? Yes, the calls will be EU-wide. I don't know all the details at the moment, but the EU Commission wants to promote collaboration between EU partners. So it will be very likely that the proposal will have to have at least members from 2 different countries. Will the calls be based on challenges like ESMERA? One of the call will be. We have in AgroROBOFood, we have forgot the name, Industrial Advisory Board. So we have a list of industrial members that are in charge to list the important challenges faced by the agri-food robotics, and this will define challenges for the second call. Jean-Michel here is a member of the board, so I don't know if you have more details about that or not yet. So I think the first call will be quite general, but the second will be around industrial challenges. Don't know if we have other questions. Okay, then maybe we can switch to the very last part of my presentation, the last question. For the last 3 minutes. That's my question to you. You are developing robots for agriculture. At the moment, what is the most important services that you don't have or do you find a bit difficult to have? And how where the AgroROBOFood project could focus some efforts to help develop these services, maybe in some region or some specific fields. So it can be technical aspects. It can be business development, maybe reaching or convincing end users. There can be. So yeah, that's my question to you. What is the things you need to be more efficient in developing and in industrializing agriculture robots? I don't know if any of you have questions. You can type them or just money. Yeah, money is always a problem. So the investors will be linked in public bodies and private investors will be involved in the AgroROBOFood network. We won't create money but we'll try to make this aspect more efficient. So we need robust sensors, versatile robots, network of end users and customers, legal and liability advice. Okay, so we have I think we have already several important questions in the field. Robust sensors, for sure. This is also probably linked to a robust image processing, robust intelligence around the sensing, robust decision making. Sorry. The robustness of the sensing and the decision is also linked to the legal aspects and to the reliability, the safety of the robots. This is another point. As we mentioned earlier, the Robagri network in France is already working on this topic. What else do we have? Legal advice for software licensing, interesting, okay. Okay, so I will, if you have other questions, I will be here, we can also discuss this point. I will give the feedback to the project of our discussion today. And we'll keep you in touch for the first open call will be published for the 1st of March. And I hope we will have a lot of good proposals for this open call. Thank you very much.